Hello everyone, we are Group 17. This is our design thinking project. Our group name is PharmaCs. Now let me introduce our group member. Our group leader is Lo Chong Xian. He leads the team members are Yu Xinwen, Mak Yuan Chong, Amy, and Mui Yang Jing. This is the table of content of our video. We will first introduce the problem statement, then the solution description, and finally the prototype demo. Now let's take a look at a patient in a wheelchair with a comminuted fracture of the neck and a laceration of the hands, and for this patient, let's say hello to patient. Now let's take a closer look at the construction of this wheelchair. Now let's look at the first problem statement. Exhaustion and stress. We can see that this patient with fractures in both hands needs to use a great amount of force to push the wheelchair. The patient is exerting himself very hard and gasping for breath, and this wheelchair will cause the patient to quickly run out of energy and not be able to get to where he wants to go. Uphill and downhill. When the patient is going uphill, we can see that the patient is not able to push himself uphill by himself, and he has to rely on passers-by to get up the hill. When encountering an uphill slope with a very large angle, despite the help of a caring person behind us, but we can clearly see that the patient is trembling all over because of fear, and the caring person is unable to push the patient up the slope because he is very weak. When it came to the downhill, the kind man was too weak, so he was unable to control the direction of the patient, which will cause the patient to be very scared and shaking. Obstacles. When the patient encounters an obstacle, the patient has difficulties in controlling the direction of the wheelchair, and when the wheelchair hits the obstacle, the direction of the wheelchair will be out of control, causing the patient to fall and suffer from more serious fractures due to the impact of the collision. Conclusion. Using a traditional wheelchair can cause the patient difficulty in moving it because the total weight of the wheelchair often exceeds the ability of the user or caregiver to push it effectively. Moreover, using a wheelchair alone can be exhausting and stressful for the patient. Let's see what would happen if you used a traditional wheelchair. In order to solve these problems, our solution is to create a smart wheelchair with multiple advanced technologies for certain populations who have difficulties in mobility or having troublesome in taking care users. Therefore, we have added advanced sensors, emergency button, navigation, console, real-time monitoring. I would like to say this because it has several benefits. First is the advanced sensors that able to detect obstacles in the user's path and give alert. Second is notification and alert is sent to caregivers if emergency button is pressed or any situation happens. Then the benefit 3 is user can control the movement of the wheelchair by using a console, and last is technology is integrated with the smart wheelchair and implemented with various functionalities such as real-time monitoring and navigation. First, there is 4 sensors on this smart wheelchair. First 2 located at front and another 2 located at the back. These sensors are to detect obstacles in front and back of the wheelchair. When there is obstacle detected, warning will be given to the user. Next, this emergency button located at the left side of the wheelchair. When this button was pushed, it will automatically call to the caregiver and link with the real-time monitoring mechanism to give information about the patient's condition. Moreover, this navigation is connected to the wheelchair. It can access to internet and has GPS properties. It links with automatic moving mechanism. When the location is entered, this navigation will work with automatic moving mechanism and bring patient to the destination. Additionally, this location for this console is available for adjustment. It could be located at left or right armrests based on patient's convenience. This allows the patient to manually control the movement of the wheelchair easily. Last, this is a smartwatch that has access to internet and real-time monitoring to the patient. The real-time data of the patient's condition such as heart rate will be updated and sent to the caregivers. Now let us show what our upgraded wheelchair looks like.
Ta-da!
We can see that this wheelchair has been greatly improved after we upgraded it. Let's look at our prototype demo. After the upgrade, we can clearly see that this wheelchair is completely different from the previous one. It gives patients a very luxurious and safe feeling, so that patients can use our wheelchair with more confidence. Let's take a look at the actual test. Consoles. We can see an obstacle in front of us, and the patient can manipulate the direction and avoid the obstacle easily with the console. In addition, when encountering uphill and downhill, the patient can use the console to complete the uphill and downhill by himself, without the need to bother others to help. Advanced sensor. On the back of the wheelchair, we have installed an advanced sensor, which has an alarm to alert the user of the distance between it and an obstacle. Emergency button. When the patient has an emergency, such as a heart attack, the patient can press the emergency button on the side, which will link to a phone that will help the patient dial to their caregiver. The caregiver receives the patient's location and incoming call, which allows the caregiver to be notified immediately and then rush to the location where the patient is at.
Hello?
We can see that caregiver is very worried about the patient. Navigation. Our new wheelchair allows the user to use the GPS navigation system. After entering the address, the GPS will send the location to the wheelchair, and then the wheelchair will automatically move to the destination we set. This is the end of our demo. If you have any questions, you can send email to pharmacs05@gmail.com or visit our website. I will paste the link on the description, or contact the hotline 0543422024. Right now our company is doing a promotion where the first 10 early birds who call our hotline will get our premium wheelchair for free. Thanks for watching our video.